Hello, everyone. Book 2 of our Tuesday chat. We are going to be working on... Whoops, I forgot to change the little cover sheet on it. That's okay. You know where you're at. I'll fix that in a minute. We are needing you to run over to jollyrogerukulele.com, pick up the sheet music for today, and I'm going to go post our link on there right now. Tuesday, Book 2, Command V, Shift, Highlight, blue, bold, link, enter, edit, settings, open link in a new window, update, and update. Today we're doing If You Knew Susie is our new song, and then Come Josephine and 5'2" are the two we're going to play. And so let's make sure that's working. And then let me go put this here. https://jollyrogerukulele.com. And click here, and here, and open, and tweet. Alright, so we're on Twitter. We are updated on the blog, or on the website. We don't blog. Our blog's still a thing? I guess so, huh? And patience. Alright, there it is. I'll have to fix that part of it. Actually, I think I fixed that right at the moment. Close. Edit. We'll have everybody squishing their way in. Here, just a second. I'm going to change the cover sheet on this. Change to that. Save. All right. Now we're all set. Okay, beautiful. Nancy made it back in. Okay, Linda is back in. 41 degrees, cloudy and sun, with a little bit of sun up in British Columbia. Nancy's down in Florida. She's having a cloudy day, so it's very rare when Nancy's losing in the weather department. All right, guys. First thing I want to do, grab Come Josephine in my flying machine, and let's do it on ukulele first. I do apologize for last week. My schedule was out of control, so I just couldn't get to stuff. Weird stuff happened, all kinds of crazy stuff last week, and luckily that's done now. So let's see. Come Josephine. I know we did this. Come Josephine. How come it's not on my list? Go down to the C's. Find that. C. H-I-J-K-L-M-N-O. Come Josephine Baritone. Come Josephine Ukulele. There we go. Done. All right. Come Josephine on ukulele. The nice part about this one is your chord structure is pretty straightforward, right? C's, F's, G's, A minors. I think there. I don't know. Yeah, there is an A minor in there. And the cool part is we have a diminished chord in here as well. It's a C diminished, which is interesting. Right? It doesn't really belong in that key, and that's why it's so cool when it shows up. They sort of prepare you for this weird chord. You'll look at measure 20. You have an A flat in there. Higher, oh my. So they give you this one note in measure 20 that's like, this is the wrong note. It's just getting you ready for something even weirder happening in measure 22. And so it's fun how songwriters work that stuff. Baritones, you should know these chords. These are all more or less factory issued. When you get to that diminished, if you're not sure what it is, skip it, obviously. But take time to go look up what your C diminished chords are. On book 2, I sort of just assume you've already done that, which is a bad assumption, right? Let's see. Lynn, Gary, you were going to update the sheet music for Friday, book 3. Friday's book 3 class. What was I going to do? So for Friday, I definitely want to still play Layla, Tears in Heaven, and Wonderful Tonight. What was I going to do on those? Let's go with what we got there, Lynn, since I don't remember exactly what it was. If I have time in today or tonight to look at the sheet music to see if something was wrong that I need to fix, I will update it and let you guys know. But for now, I would just play what you already have, and then Yeah, because I like to do book 3. I like to do that 2 weeks in a row. So since we missed last week, it's going to feel like 3 weeks in a row. And I don't remember if I said anything in particular that I needed to update. I know for sure they don't align from baritone to ukulele perfectly. I like how even the page turns to be exactly the same. So I may need to do some of that. But go ahead and play what you got. I won't change it unless I send you an email out. Sandy's back. Fran from SoCal, 79. Fran's winning. Can I trust you unsupervised? Well, probably not, but I'm like, yes, I can. Hey, Amy, welcome in. Amy, I'm working on my Bjork arrangements. All right, here we go. Come, Josephine, in my flying machine. Nice and steady. It's all quarter notes. 1, 2, 3. Tom, go. If you've got 15 frets, you have a C sitting on the first string, fret 15. Okay, and that's always going to work in when you're in the key of C, right? Because that's that little dot going bloop. The biplane disappearing into the horizon. Isn't that a cute song? All right, I love this song. Let's grab baritones. Ukulele players, your chords are going to be a G chord and a D7. Dun, dun, dun. E minor is over here. G chord we did. G diminished. It's probably I'm trying to think on a ukulele where I probably would find it. Probably at the 3rd fret is where I'm guessing your G dim is. I don't have my diminished memorized because they're all the same. If it doesn't sound good, just slide it up 1 fret and you'll probably sound just fine. That's all the chords there are. There are not very many chords, right? How do you know, Gary, where your G diminished is? Well, you have an app on your phone and you pull it up and you say, all right, I think it's on the 3rd fret, I think. So we go to the little machine, and the machine says for high G and low G, you're going to go to G dim, and it's on the 1st fret or the 3rd fret. Okay, so in other words, 0 fret, you can play it here, or you can play it on the 3rd fret. Okay, the 3rd fret was my first choice. The reason was that the G note is getting covered by that shape, and you're like, oh, okay, that's probably, okay, well, that's probably it. So you can probably do it on the 3rd fret. Okay, there you go, ukulele players, I did your work for you. Baritone players, you know what to do. Let's make this happen. 1, 2, 3. And this baritone, interestingly, I looked down, I was like, where's the 15? And I usually expect it to be down here on the body, but this baritone, and many baritones, your 12th fret is actually, they call it 14 frets to the body, so you actually have 14 frets before you get to the body, and that's where this comes in. Pretty common configuration on baritones, sometimes 12, sometimes 14. Same thing on guitar, sometimes 12, sometimes 14. If it's 14, well then it's pretty easy to get to the 15, right? And there's that high G note there, which is lovely to have available to you. Isn't that a fun song? I don't care if you don't like it. I love it. All right. Next, let's go to 5'2". I have a recollection that we did talk about 5'2". That is my recollection. So if I'm lying to you, please let me know. But I think we've talked about it, and I think that we had a chance to at least walk through it and get a general sense of how it goes. And so we should theoretically then be able to play it today, right? Let me add it in here. Let's just go to the F. 5'2" ukulele, 5'2". I don't have the baritone. Obviously, we talked about it, but not in very much depth. All right, let's talk about it in more depth today. Let me get it off the front page. Here, go here, Dun, 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 dun. Book 2, 5'2", baritone, share, 4 score, patience, there, add, oops, back, so that list, add, there it goes, jeez, F, 5'2", baritone. Now we're ready, done, 5'2". Let's do the ukulele version first. Now, guys, I play this really fast, okay? So I'm going to play it really slow so that you guys have a chance to get it. And then afterwards, I'll show you ways to think about creating a more interesting final product, okay? Hey, Jan, welcome in. Jan and Charlie down in Tucson. All you guys are in lovely, wonderful, warm places, except me and, let's see, Sandy is here, isn't she? Yeah, Sandy's still up in Michigan, but she's got 50 degrees there today, too. So spring is coming, peeps. It'll be 105 degrees before anybody can shake it. What is the phrase? Before you know it, and you'll be complaining about that. We're going to go real slow. See if you can get most of these notes, and then I'll go back and show you what faster will look like. Okay, so from the top, ukulele, baritones here on chords. There's a couple chords you probably aren't going to know just on sight, so either skip them or go look them up afterward. Okay, so it's a three. It's really a 1-beat count-in with 3 notes, right? It's a 3-note pickup in a 4/4 song. So really, there's just a 1. And then we play. But I'm going to count in 5 so that you can get a sense of how fast we're going to play. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3. Pinky, no pinky. A7. Pinky. D7. Pinky. G7, C chord, just use your middle finger, 1 and 5, and then back to a normal F chord, 2, 3, 4, 1 to the top, F chord, pinky, A7, pinky, D7, pinky, G7, slide down to the C chord, 1 and 5, F chord, 2, 3, 4, rest, 3, 5, make sure your pinky is on 7, E7 shape with your index finger on the 5, this is the tough one, take a minute to get it on, okay, should be your E7 shape, index finger on the 2nd string on 5. Here we go. Ready? Play. Pinky up, pinky back. Pinky up. Bar on 5, middle finger on the 6. Ring finger on the 7. And then off. 2, 3, 4. High G7. Pinky, G7, pinky, 2 5s, ring on 6, 7, slide up to 10, back to 7, 8 on the 2nd string, 6 on the 2nd string, open 1st string, 3 4 on the 2nd, and then back to the main idea. F, pinky, F, A7, D7, high G7, 3, opens, F chord at 28, 2, 3, 4, 1, A chord, F, 2, 3, 4, 5, until your ukulele dies out is basically what it says. So that's what you're going for. We're going to play it again on Thursday. And so this would be the week to get your 5'2" together. Now let me play it for you at a little bit higher rate of speed, just so you can hear what will happen once you figure out, hey, I basically know what I'm doing, right? Now I want to start speeding it up. What you'll see is, number one, I will start skipping certain niceties in here, but I will also be, creating the energy and the excitement that this song represents. And this is one of our songs. When I arrange this, it lays out on ukulele perfectly. So my sense is it was probably written on a ukulele sometime in the early 20th century, 1912, 13, 14, somewhere in there. Somebody on Tin Pan Alley had gotten a ukulele because they were wildly popular. Around 1915 or so, they all started coming over, tons of them from the into the mainland of the United States. People were playing them like crazy at the time, and so those guys on Tin Pan Alley no doubt bought them because they were cute, right? And it was probably, we don't know who actually wrote this. It says Weinrich and Mahoney, but there's a big question mark after that. So here's how I usually play it. And I usually look up, and I usually like, oh, look at that. That's, play a little show business. That gives me time to get this stupid chord on. Make him wait for it. So some of the details get glossed over when you play in that fashion, but the nice part is the whole thing up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and just kind of over the top with the ukulele-ness. You almost always there at measure 9, I slow down. And then I look up. That gives me time to get this E7 on. Well, it's really an A7 right here. Right, and slow it down, be goofy there. And then that little middle run. Is surprisingly complicated for me. I don't think it's really a particularly complicated thing on the paper, and it should be something that anybody can do. But I always make that sort of this dramatic thing because I want to take the time to get my fingers right in there, and so I usually stupid it up a little bit and create this huge fermata right before I go back into the main idea of the song. So that gives you a sense of how I would attack this. Again, I'm just playing what's on the paper, but just faster and a little sloppier, and I think it works. Okay, so let's grab your baritones. We'll go through this one really nice and slow. Lots of you guys have baritones now, which is exciting. We'll do the exact same thing, nice and slow. If you are on ukulele, C chord, E7, A7, D7, G, C, right? These are all these are your friends, right? There's nothing on here that's too out of control. The E minor 7th, I would just play an E minor on there, and then that G plus add 9, right? That's who knows what that is. Just play a G chord, right? And you'll sound fine. So give me 4 beats per measure if you're on ukulele. If you're on baritone, let's play Tuffy. 5 beat count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. To the top. 2, 3, 4, rest. Show business, go. Ring. 2, 3, 4. Pinky. Little vibrato. Okay, so dumb, but do it, right? It's funny. And then go. So you can get 12 beats out of a baritone. You can get about 6 out of a ukulele. All right, what do you think? That's fun. I promise it's fun. The real reason it's fun is when you're in a guitar store and you walk in or any music store and you're like, oh, there's a ukulele. Well, as soon as I get ready to walk out, I'm going to grab that ukulele off the wall. I'm going to play this. Right, I have this one memorized. I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to leave. And the rest of the day, those guys are not going to know why. In their head, they're playing 5, 5, 2, eyes up. The whole day long will be ruined for them because that'll be stuck in their noggins. You're giving them the gift of Tin Pan Alley. Hey, for Thursday, let's take a quick look at If You Knew Susie. Let's just talk about what's going to be entailed in that. This one was sort of hard to arrange, and the main reason it's hard to arrange is that it's sort of fast, and it's one of these songs where we want what's in our head is not necessarily what's going to end up on the paper. So if you are glancing at the ukulele version of it, you see, oh, C, and then something weird, and then a G7, a couple G7s, okay, I can live with that, and then I got C chords, and then A minor, and then some B flat diminished, whatever the heck that is, and it keeps coming back to G7, then there's a weird G augmented, and then I've got a C chord again, and a G7. It's sort of floating around the neighborhood where you think, yeah, I should be able to knock this out, but then there just keeps showing up again and again and again weird little things that maybe don't feel quite so comfortable. So if I'm going to take a ukulele, and baritone players, you'll just listen in here because yours will be the same. If I'm at the beginning of You Knew Susie, bum, 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 not a problem yet, right? Baritones, you're diminished. Go look up your B flat diminished. Okay, it'll look similar to this, only be somewhere else up the neck. Okay, diminished shapes are always, they just sound like Tin Pan Alley, and seventh shapes. And you've got your G7. High G7, we've done it a million times. Okay, or, okay, now the deal here is Susie's trouble, right? You shouldn't be hanging around with Susie. He's in love with her, and of course she ends up, they go for a ride, they end up in a fight, he ends up walking home, the whole thing, right? We assume the narrator is a man, we don't know. And then, so it's supposed to be funny, right? So 3, and then, and so you want to pay a little attention to the standard notation up there. I see a little goof I want to fix, but basically what's up there is going to be super helpful for you to know how long to hold a note. measure 10, that lovely diminished shows up again. That's one of those places that you got to be a little bit on your game. Look at it, measure 11. It's quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, tied quarter note. So you're going to go 2 beats of this thing, and then it slurs to the 3. So you would technically hammer down your ring finger, and that should be enough, but it's never enough on ukulele. So just go ahead and put your 3 on there and strum it again. It's supposed to be, but it doesn't really work, right? Blah, blah. It's supposed to be a hammer on there, but don't do that. Just play it. Okay, and then this sort of repeats it, da, 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 da. And then where it doesn't repeat at measure 17, the melody note's a G chord, G note. 0, 2, 3, 2, and then you've got this cool augmented. And augmented's never worked very well on our instrument. I'd recommend, you know how you make a D7 shape that looks like this? I would move that down here, and that's the shape I would use for G augmented. That's a G plus, and then just strum that like that. You can hear the tension in there, like, what in the heck is going on? And then, terrible page break here, but it's bum, 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 and go into the 4. Okay, I'd do a huge fermata there, right? And then you've got some bar chords coming up in measures 21 and 22 and so on. This fancy bar. It's going to be really cool. Okay. I would almost think about doing with your 5, 8 by itself, another bar 5, and then just 3 strings. Okay. It sounds better if you get down to the low F, but either way it works. Bum, bum, bum. And then you got a lovely D chord with the bar on, pinky on 5, going up to 7. So this is a challenging moment. Back from, and if you can't do that, just do the 7. Back from Yonkers, dum dum, G7, high G7, pinky here. Da da dum 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 dum. And then the main idea. Well, I guess I will run through it real quick. From 30, dun 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 dun. And I forgot this. There's this huge F minor here. Bar on 8, ring finger on 10. It's your A minor all the way up here on 8. And because that's so hard, I'm probably going to slow that down there. Oh, dum, dum, dum. Here's one of these turnarounds. Okay, and so that's what's going on there. There's a ton of just moments and fun stuff. One of the things I'm getting more and more comfortable with, and hopefully you are as well, is, hey, I want everything to be metronome perfect, right? I want to be, if you knew Susie, like I knew Susie. We want that. But then we also think about what would make things more fun, make things more musical, and that means sometimes stretching out and things a little bit, shortening certain things up, doing things a little crazy. Remember that it's okay to have fun making music, the music that we're working on really is super fun. And so, our goal, obviously, is when you're a newer musician, is just getting it where it sounds like the song. But once you get it where it sounds like the song, go back through and sort of put in your own personality into it and let it jazz up just a little bit. All right, I think that's what I know about Tin Pan Alley for today. There's no ukulele tomorrow. Thursday we'll be back, and on Thursday, if you're in book 1, We will be doing La Cucaracha all through the night. We'll add on Home on the Range. By the way, if you haven't played any of those three, if you're like, oh, I'm way beyond book one, come and play those with us anyway. There's, La Cucaracha with those dun 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 dun. It's so fun. And then all through the night is just beautiful, just lush. And then Home on the Range makes your ukulele sound like you really know what you're doing. And then in this hour, we'll play 5'2" again. Work on that over the next couple of days. If you knew Susie, go through and see if there's anything that's going to eat your lunch. And obviously then check the chords for the, if you're on baritone, check the ukulele chords. And if you're on ukulele, check the baritone chords. And then we're going to start I'll See You in My Dreams next week, which is another one of my favorite songs. Way back in the day when they first invented YouTube. And I had a ukulele, and I was like, I'm going to find some ukulele songs on YouTube. And there were 83 the first time I searched total. 83 songs that were tagged ukulele. One of them was this guy playing I'll See You in My Dreams on ukulele. And I always thought it was a Beatles song. I didn't know anything about it. I was like, I'm going to play that on ukulele someday. And he just sang and strummed it. But I remember thinking, I'm going to play that Beatles song. Well, it turns out it's not a Beatles song. It's a Tin Pan Alley song. And it's public domain now, so we get it. So that's what we will study on Tuesday. It's going to be great. It's a beautiful song. And then, of course, Friday, Layla, Tears in Heaven and Wonderful Tonight. And Lynn said, hey, you were going to do some updates on those sheet music. And nothing is immediately jumping to mind that I was going to do. So I will check those tonight. If I need to make any updates, obviously I will toss you out an email. And there you go. And by the way, I know some of the international people who don't do daylight savings times are missing out on some of our recordings. So yeah, we are now officially in daylight savings time, which means that our time changed and yours maybe didn't. So that's that. All right, guys, that's what I know. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Jan and Fran next to each other. Lynn, Amy, Diane, Nancy. Sandy was in today, Lynn, and Linda, and Nancy. Did I already say Nancy? And Linda up in Vancouver. So good to see all you guys. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Keep playing ukulele. I promise it's a really, really, really valuable tool for making fun music, for getting yourself smarter about music in general, and then also as a springboard into other instruments and other ways of playing and ensemble work and all that stuff. And most of you guys are participating in orchestras, so you know how valuable getting started playing this way turns into something that's even cooler playing ensemble way. So have a wonderful day. That's enough of me yapping. Go play some Tin Pan Alley. Peace.